Alrighty, so we're in the thing, doing it. Fl00r on the left, we've got Grim Reaper in the Gangut. Used to call it the Gang Nut, but then I realized that the G and the N were in the opposite position, so it's the Gangut. I think. Whatever. Andrew 802 in the Musashi, a tier 9 Yamato with terrible AA, which doesn't mean shit here. Pommern of BD NorCal. And Embedded Deer 97 in the Georgia. 3 tier 9s, bringing a tier 4. Gangut, I believe, has been a tanky little bastard. Able to bounce a shitload of shells, even though you wouldn't expect it to. Over on the other side, we've got Sheboygan with Dingleberry Hand Pump in the Mikasa. General Ledger in the FDG. Bo Sheck in the Conqueror, and Infamous Irishman in the Ohio. Two Brothers is a gigantic map, and with some pretty slow-ass battleships, it's going to take a while to get into position, but we can already see that the Musashi has pointed his nose at Delta. Gangnut's either hanging out to be a cheerleader or slowly moving toward that center line cap where we see so many of the little dudes go. We got Georgia and the Pommern. Georgia on the outside with the Afterburner. Pommern able to do a bow and contest, but fun thing, the Pommern modeled after the FTG. The gun angles for the FTG are actually better from the rear. If the Pommern's able to get into a defensive position, he might be able to try to hold off the Ohio, the Conqueror, and the FTG. They're all heading to A. The mighty Mikasa is heading undecided between D and the Stream, or D and the little pass in the middle. Gangnut kind of the same, maybe going to D, maybe going to the middle. But the real concern is going to be the 2 battleships versus the 3, and how in the hell those 2 are going to live. Musashi over at Delta. Closer he gets, the squishier it is, but getting points is better than not getting points, and looks like he's going to be taking refuge on that E8 island. Have a little role play of doing some castaway as he hangs out, tries to find Wilson the volleyball somewhere on the beach, while his friends scream in mortal terror as they realize, holy shit, that's 3v2, and there's just about no way we can change that. Shells out to BD NorCal. Big shells coming in. That's going to be about 11k off. More shells coming as well from the Conqueror. HE thumps the Pommern for another 10k. That's a pretty decent chunk. Plus he's burning. Georgia has already moved to a bow out position, and the Pommern has 2 battleships looking at him, and I don't think he's going to have much of a way out. So the best he can do is reverse and try to get some island cover, and then maybe do a little bit of a 3-point turn and get the fuck out. As shell after shell comes in, nailing that Pommern, and he's just about down to half. Secondaries engaged. The Pommern memes are stronger than the Ohio memes. And sadly, we've got a crit error, folks. But maybe we get to join back into that game, but I don't know if we do. And if that's the case, that's gonna be a bitch. Logging in. Fingers clenched. Power of prayer engaged. Hey! Magic happens. God is real, but unfortunately the Pommern has gone to meet him. God came and left with that Pommern, and they're off on an adventure. While the Musashi and the Gangnut are off on an adventure of their own, Mikasa heading to the Central Pass, and Andrew and the Musashi coming back to try to help his friend, as Embedded Deer 97 is on the run. The Georgia is much faster than an FDG, an Ohio, and a Conqueror. While he's burning, he's even easier to spot. But if he's able to actually get dark and present some kind of broadside threat to the movement of these gentle fine people as they move over to Bravo, looking into the face of a Musashi, that could be a bitch. Real question, Gangnut tier 4, Mikasa tier 2. If these folks aren't able to help their little Mikasa bro, that Mikasa the mascot probably gonna get gutted. Gutted. Shells out from the Mikasa to the Conqueror. Or sorry, the Musashi. Not really super connecting. Georgia bailing. Georgia does have a very fast cycling heal. So if it's gonna be a bullet sponge, Georgia's definitely got guns. Embedded down to 31k, still running down to 30. And as he pulls away, he keeps those guns silent. He could go dark. Hell no, says Georgia. Can't stop me. I am free to shoot my guns. Shots into the Ohio, down to 45. Decent bit of a connection there. Georgia continuing to be chased by the Conqueror, and the Musashi is moving over still to support, at least offering a crossfire. If George is able to break this kind of detection, as the Conqueror is now behind the rock, at least for a brief period of time, that might get him off another heal. Musashi cells crossing the eyes of the Ohio. And FTG committed, Ohio reversing, trying to break off a little bit, and the Gangut is about to step on Charlie. There's a little less than a 100-point lead here. So if the mighty Mikasa gets pinched between a Gangut and a Musashi, that's a 100-point bounty. Question is, does the Georgia live? Georgia, 13 kilometers away from a Conqueror and burning. Just about no way in hell he's dark. 4 shells out, 7.2, he's still burning. One has to assume with 7 minutes 40 seconds remaining, he's probably out of heals. Fuck no, he says as he goes ahead and pops one. Cracks open the bandage container and starts wallpapering the ship with some gauze. Over in the middle, the Gangut spots the Mikasa. Secondary memes engage. The Mikasa tries to use a gun, which shoots in the general direction of the enemy that he was looking at. Meanwhile, other shots come out and actually hit the Mikasa for about a third of his health. Grim Reaper getting reset as the Mikasa of Dingleberry Hand Pump is trying to reverse and bring those devastating secondaries online. Georgia continuing to be pinned right up against the wall, turning in, man-moding it, potentially looking to give a kiss to the Conqueror, but with only 5,000 health, I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Shell's landing, is that another heal? Holy shit it is! But it doesn't matter, Georgia goes down, Conqueror able to pen with that massive HE. Meanwhile, Mikasa versus Gangnut. Gangnut is winning. Again, taking that Mikasa down with another massive salvo. Proving that Tier 4 is in fact a higher number than Tier 2. Anytime now, this slow-ass Russian reload will eventually cycle. And even though there's a bit of a pounding from the Ohio, I'm pretty sure this Mikasa's deck is cooked. Shells are out, Mikasa's down. That brings it to only 34-point spread. 24.20. It's not really figured it out yet, but while the Gangnut is holding C, those points are bleeding back. And the point lead, not a joke. Musashi with only 5 minutes left in the game, full reverse. Conqueror is kind of out in no man's land, trying to get back in the game with the FTG looking to push. Ohio had reverse to try and help his little Mikasa bro, and as long as Grim Reaper can hump this island with the fury of a 14-year-old, He might be able to live through this.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Musashi backing up. 4 minutes 50 seconds. He's lost about a third. Ohio recommitting. Gangnut moving forward. This train ain't stopping for no man. I think that Gangnut has decided that maybe that Ohio's looking pretty beat up with only 38,000 health left. Gangnut with 28. Popping a heel, getting 400 health back a tick. Shells out. Gangnut ricocheting that stuff like a champ. Got some more secondaries going. A boom goes one of those guns, and 3,000 health. The Ohio goes down. In fact, he's even burning. Fuck you, says the Gangnut. Musashi still getting pushed. 4 minutes remaining. He's slow boating. The FTG actually looking to secure the cap. Stops the fight. Steps on Bravo, looking to get kind of a point contest here, but surprisingly enough, even if they take this cap, that's still just going to even at 2-2. There's going to have to be a kill, and oh my god, this Gangnut says, go fuck your mother. I want this Ohio, and he is fucking going for it. Shot in the face by tons and tons of little pew-pews, this Gangnut is urging the people to get out the damn sticks and row. To attempt to go just a little bit faster. Shot in the face down to 16. Ohio's still there. Real question is, with 3 minutes left in the game, roughly a 50-point lead, if the Musashi doesn't go down, now that the caps are even, the win condition is the death of the Gangnut, who refuses to fucking die, or the Ohio stepping on that C-cap for multiple minutes, as I believe we mathed this out at something like, I don't know, 26-ish or whatever points. That's going to be about 2 minutes he's got to step on this cap, or frankly just take it. But is this Gangnut? Is this Gan mode player gonna be able to follow the motions of an Ohio, healing at 500 a tick? Even got the Ohio to turn the fuck off. Ohio's not even going to be able to step on C. Musashi still moving. FTG not in position after being able to take that cap. Had to slow reverse. Probably trying to look as if there's a way to get back in. Conqueror versus Musashi, 2 minutes, 27,000 health. Still in the favor of Fl00r. As the Gangnut is chasing this Ohio straight to hell. Ohio is able to step on the C-cap. No more point gain there. That was just before the 2 minute mark. That shit's going to be close. Real question, does the Gangnut chase the Ohio all the way into the crossfire of an FTG? Which, does he actually have his guns pointed that way? Holy fuck, he does. Because the Gangnut is actually important in this one. Getting chiseled. Down to 3.5. He's burning. 3, that's some more fires. I see what looks like 4 of them. Shit. 1,800, 1,500, 13. And the heel. Kicking it up to 11. Out of secondary range. Shot in the ass. About to take fire from an FTG when he keeps coming. I don't know if he's going to see this one coming. 50 seconds, chat. If that FTG has the aiming skills of a small girl with a handful of confetti, I think the Gangnut's gonna get hurt. And no! 2,400 burning down. 17, 14, 12. Those fires are raging. He is sticking to the ass of that Ohio. And down goes the Gangnut with 26 seconds. That's gonna shift the points over. And Sheboygan taking the lead. But holy fuck, MVP Gangnut. Are you serious? Now. That gang net was up the ass that Ohio deeper than a highly paid porn star. Holy fuck. That's gonna take it to game 3 on the Equalizer. Big race epicenter. Jesus, how the fuck was that even possible?